Another defeat in the Premier League for Tottenham Hotspur. Ange Postecoglou, after Spurs lost 2-1 against Leicester, he has stated, "Who knows if I will keep job? I am in the dark over my future at Tottenham." Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Spurs in the Media, where I began through all of today's newspapers, looking at all of the articles and player ratings from the game. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Leicester City 2. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit the follow button and leave a review if you can. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with a report from the Sun newspaper, and on their back page it says, "Poster no clue, Ange, who knows if I will keep job." It then goes on to say, Ange Postecoglou has no clue if he will keep his job after Tottenham's season sunk into new depths against struggling Leicester City. The Sun newspaper have also published a double-page spread. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Leicester City 2. Tottenham shot Spurs. Relegation was a sick joke. Now it looks like a real worry. It then goes on to say maybe Tottenham genuinely are in a relegation battle. Now, a couple of stats here published by the Sun newspaper today. It says here, Tottenham are now 7 Premier League games without a victory, their longest winless run in the division for almost 17 years, since a 9-match streak between May and October 2008. It also states here, Spurs conceded 2 goals inside the first 5 minutes of a Premier League second half for the first time in more than 27 years, since a 4-0 defeat at Liverpool in November 1997. Steve McManaman and Øyvind Leonardsen. Now, the match stats here, Tottenham Hotspur had 13 shots to Leicester's 12. Shots on target, Spurs 6, Leicester 3. Possession, Spurs 60%, Leicester 40%. Passes, Tottenham 476 to Leicester's 326. Completed passes, Spurs 401 to Leicester's 246. Touches inside the opposition box, Spurs 19, Leicester 15. Corners, Spurs had 5 to Leicester's 4. Fouls conceded, Spurs 4, Leicester 15. Yellow cards, Spurs 1, Leicester 5. The attendance, 61,295. The match time, 99 minutes 50 seconds. Ball in play, 55 minutes 57 seconds. On the back of the Daily Mirror today, it says here, how long have I got left? Who knows? Ange fears the worst after Spurs are shocked by Foxes. Ange Postecoglou admitted Tottenham's season has hit a new low and said he may not be given time to halt the slide. Now for a double-page spread from the Daily Mirror today, and it's got this double page with the players here looking extremely disappointed. It says here, running on fumes, Spurs fans direct venom at Daniel Levy as pressure grows on Big Ange. Now the player ratings from the Daily Mirror today, Kinski, Poro, both with 6s, Dragushin a 5, Gray a 6, Davis a 5, Bergvall a 6, Bentancur a 5. They've given Pape Matar a 4 out of 10. Kulusevski a 7, Richarlison and Son both with 6s. Subs, Reguilon a 5, Mikey Moore a 6. On the back of the Daily Express, it says here, Ange admits Spurs are at lowest. Ange Postecoglou admits that Tottenham's season has hit a low ebb and acknowledges he may not be given time to halt the slide. Fans turned on Chairman Daniel Levy yesterday, while Big Ange conceded a fair chunk of people have run out of patience with him. Now a report from the Daily Telegraph, and it says here, Postecoglou, I am in the dark over my future at Tottenham. Leicester defeat, lowest point of season, admits head coach. Australian banks on return of injured players for needed lift. Also, a double-page spread from today's Daily Telegraph, and it says here, fans' anger at Levy puts Spurs manager in peril. It says here, 24 years, 16 managers, 1 trophy, time for change. This was the banner that was held up by the Tottenham Hotspur fans in the South Stand. It's got a picture here of Daniel Levy looking down at the fans. It's got a picture here of Ange Postecoglou trying to direct his team. And it's got a quote here from Postecoglou, and he said, "It's been hard slog, and even just one player coming in would help." The Guardian newspaper today, on their back page, has got this picture here of Ange Postecoglou hugging midfielder Lucas Bergvall at the final whistle. And it says, who knows, Postecoglou unsure of his future as fans turn on Daniel Levy. It then goes on to say that Ange Postecoglou admitted his future is out of his hands after a 2-1 defeat to Leicester deepened Tottenham's troubles and saw furious supporters repeatedly call for Daniel Levy to quit as chairman. More from the Guardian newspaper. It says here, Vardy piles pressure on Postecoglou as Spurs suffer again. It then goes on to say, worst since 2008, hitting new lows. Spurs have failed to win any of their past 7 Premier League games, drawing 1 and losing 6. Their longest winless run in the top flight since a 9-match spell between May and October 2008. And yesterday's defeat was the first time since losing to Notts County in 1912 that they were beaten at home by a side who had lost their previous 7 games in a row. And Tottenham's league results since their 5-0 away win at Southampton on the 15th of December. Losing 6-3 at home against Liverpool, losing away at Nottingham Forest 1-0, the 2-2 home draw against Wolves, and then followed by 4 defeats: home to Newcastle 2-1, away to Arsenal 2-1, away to Everton 3-2, and at home to Leicester 2-1. Now a report from the Times newspaper, and it says here, Postecoglou, this is our lowest ebb. Ange Postecoglou admitted Tottenham Hotspur's defeat at home to Leicester City was a new low for his team, but insisted that he still has the support of the players as he fights to save his job. On the front of the game, sports supplement from the Times newspaper, it's got this picture here of Jamie Vardy celebrating. It says Tottenham turns toxic, boos at home after Postecoglou's side lose to relegation threatened Leicester, and Vardy reminds them of what he has won. It's also got this picture here again of the banner in the South Stand, 24 years, 16 managers, 1 trophy, time for change. There's also a double-page spread from the Times today, and it says here, gloating Vardy leaves Spurs in open revolt as boos ring out for Daniel Levy. A game that was supposed to ease fears of relegation brought another dismal defeat for Tottenham Hotspur, new levels of fury for the chairman, Daniel Levy, and left Ange Postecoglou under the kind of pressure most managers would not survive. Now, the player ratings from the Times newspaper today. Goalkeeper Kinski 6, right back Pedro Porro a 5, Dragushin a 4, Ben Davis a 6, Archie Gray a 6, Lucas Bergvall a 6, Bentancur a 4, Sarr a 4, sub Regulon a 6, Dejan Kulusevski a 6, Richarlison a 6, sub Mikey Moore a 6, and captain Heung-min Son a 6 out of 10. And lastly, let's hear from Ange Postecoglou and Ruud van Nistelrooy. This is what the bosses had to say after the game. Tottenham 1, Leicester 2.
Hi Ange, what happened today? Do you think it was maybe a road too far for the players that looked pretty out of freeze?
Yeah, look, I think for the most part we control the game pretty well. I mean, we certainly created enough opportunities to win the game. Obviously, we had that 5-minute spell after half time where, you know, we got punished. But either side of that, there was enough there for us to win the game. But you know, the players are giving everything, and you know, from my perspective, I just can't get away from that fact that, you know, this group of players are trying as hard as they possibly can to turn our fortunes around.
Have you sort of convinced people to sort of forget the table and look at the problems you have and sort of factor that in?
It doesn't really kind of come into my consciousness about trying to convince people. I think, you know, I've been around long enough to know that some will just judge on where we're at the moment, and rightly so in some respects, and it's not good enough. If people want to sort of put context to that, they can. If not, so be it. But from my point of view, I think I'm still sort of very much stuck on the fact that the players are just giving everything they can. They did on Thursday night, they did tonight. There's probably at least two that shouldn't have been out there, but they were just, desperate to try and, like I said, turn our fortunes around. Now, hopefully over the next sort of 10 days, 2 weeks, we'll get some significant players back, which I think will help this group a lot and give them the boost they need. And we've still got some fantastic opportunities this year to make an impact for the second half of the year, and I'm sure that'll happen.
Ange, on 54 minutes you took a chance to not be 2-1 down, presumably because he's been injured, recovering, looking after him, but given the situation that the team were in...
He was feeling his groin, mate. He should have come off at half-time, but he wanted to give another 10 minutes, and I could see he wasn't running well, so that's why I took him off.
You said that, another 10 days, 2 weeks, players coming back. With respect, do you think you'll get that long?
Me? Oh, mate, who knows, mate? I mean, who knows? I reckon there's probably a fair chunk that will say no, but I can't, like I said, I can't, look, it's, when you're a manager of a football club, it's a very kind of, you can be very vulnerable and isolated. I don't feel that. I really feel like this group of players, not for me, but they're giving everything for the club. I've got a group of staff that's really committed, so I kind of focus on that. And, my role within that is, like I said, to try and support these players. I think I can even see in training that when, the guys who are come back in, it's just going to give everyone a lift. And, as I keep saying to the players, there's still a fantastic opportunity this season to really make an impact. And I know we can. But in terms of, your question, well, what is there anything I can say about that is going to change anything that I need to do tomorrow morning? Nothing.
And if the fans understand they're sort of frustrated.
Yeah.
It feels like they want to blame someone. It's clear who they blame from the song. It wasn't yourself, but the players. I mean,
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. Look, but I mean that's part of, it's certainly something I wanted to try and do. And when I took on this role, is try and unify the club and sort of create an environment here where we're all sort of focused on the one thing. And obviously, it hasn't worked out that way. And it's understandable that like I said, the fans, are not happy with our current sort of situation. And it's a difficult one to kind of navigate because we need them right now to, especially in home, to create an atmosphere. I mean, it wasn't that long ago we played Liverpool here and it was a great night, and everyone was sort of focused on the one thing. But like I said, the one thing I do, like I keep saying, and I think it's important to acknowledge, is that the players are giving everything for this club, and I think that's. I think that's something that needs to be kind of acknowledged by everyone.
just finally from me, you couldn't name a full bench today.
No.
I know talking about transfers is a bit silly in these situations. Is this a big week now? We've got 1 week of the transfer window. Just maybe defining to how things.
Look, I don't know. Look, I've said all along, it's the players need help, and I've also said I know the club's working hard, but in that area to try and alleviate some of those problems, because Pape Sarr shouldn't have played today. He obviously wasn't fit, but the players are going out there and giving everything they can, because we can't call off games. We've got another game in 3 days' time, that these players have to front up for. And like I said, the injuries situation will ease, and I'm confident that'll sort of help us. But, I think, even sort of one more player coming in just in the short term would give us at least an opportunity to navigate these sort of last sort of 10 days, 2 weeks of, what's been a really hard slog for this group of players.
As you say, you don't feel isolated right now. We already asked you about throughout this period. Do you speak quite regularly with the chairman? What's the sort of dialogue? Or does he let you get on with that?
Yeah, no, I don't really speak regularly to him. Like he sort of lets me get onto it. We have sort of regular contact, and particularly sort of through this January period, there's always regular contact. But that's not what I'm talking about in terms of. I'm just saying that, you know, I come into the club and I just feel like everyone, players and staff, are still very much united in the belief of what we're trying to do. And you know, I don't kind of feel like, you know, I'm really sort of trying to convince people about, even at this moment, what we're doing and where we're heading. So, you know, that's where I kind of, you know, get the solace to say, well, okay, well, I still believe in that. You know, we can sort of, because I keep saying I still think there's an opportunity, and I really believe in this group of players. I think, you know, even today, what I asked of them, I still thought some of the performances were outstanding, considering, you know, what they've been through. So that's all, to me, that's all positive. But ultimately, the fact that we've lost another game of football means that the focus is on that.
Do you think what you hope to achieve for the rest of the season, the confidence that you have, do you think that is going to be possible then when it is so new to us, in the stands?
Well, I mean, in some respects, that's in our hands because, as I said, we're, you know, in at least two competitions we're in good shape to make an impact. So, you know, in many respects, like I said, I think that, you know, I think you can turn that around pretty quickly with, you know, some positive results at the right time. George, last one, please.
A few times the players giving everything for the club, but the players are giving everything for you, right? Because so many of them are kind of, you know, this group have been together for 2 months, and you're still sort of, you know, you're 1 win away from Wembley. You must sort of hope that kind of counts for something when people judge. It's not just the league, is it?
Yeah, look, George, I mean, like I said, I have felt all along that the players are still very committed to what we're doing, and that's important to me because, you know, I firmly believe in it, and you know, I really believe that, you know, this is probably as low as we've been so far this year. That I still think that in these last 3 months we could do something really special, and I think that these players believe that. But right now, it's very hard to kind of visualise that when you think of the current circumstances we're in, where, you know, you just have to look at our absences today, and they'll all be back. You know, I mean, even sort of missing Matters today. I mean, he was so good the other night. You know, all these kind of little things that are kind of not allowing us to get any momentum, I'm sure will change. And when they change, you know, I'm really confident that we can make an impact. Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Ruth, what did you say to them at half time to get that reaction in the first 5 minutes of the restart?
I think the players continued what they were doing in the first half. I think that we got 1-0 behind, but we were playing well. I said that before in previous games, but I saw today a team that were 1-0 behind, but we weren't affected mentally. We got the ball, kept playing, created the James Justin chance. And in half-time, the players were calm. They knew the game plan was going accordingly. We had chances, and we wanted to push and start the second half really well, which they went out and did extremely well, to be fair.
It's been a tough week for them. You said it talked about accountability. Did we see that in that second half, that desire to put their body on the line, get the ball out the net?
No, I reacted on accountability on last week's performance, where I raised my voice to players. So I said, yeah, I'm there to hold players accountable. I felt that today players reacted in a great way, playing really well, on the ball, off the ball. They were really improving especially off the ball, the way our back four was helping to push the sixes in midfield and our wingers higher up, really was important today, and very happy with this performance.
I noticed as well that you didn't play out from the keeper as much as you usually do. You went quite long from goal kicks and out of Jacob's hands. Was that deliberate tactic today?
It was, especially on goal kicks, to look at target and go from second balls from there. Other than that, from open play, we said we planned the game to play out from the back, to play with our fullbacks and our midfielders, and I think they did really well in that sense as well.
What are you hoping this victory can do for morale?
We enjoy this moment. We were looking for this moment. The players, they were training every week to show what they're capable of. They did, but the results weren't there. So this was a real good feeling to celebrate an away win at Spurs, especially. It's a tough place to come to get 3 points for us.
Do you feel relieved, Ruud, because of the way the results have panned out?
You know, I believe in what we're doing. So in that sense, I'm not relieved that I'm surprised that this team is capable of doing these things. In the sense of the results, yes. I mean, after 7 losses, you and all the work that's been put in, and all the emphasis on development and good performances without points, then the win was needed and very welcome.
It may not have felt like this necessarily from your point of view, but there's been a lot of talk about the lack of transfers, the results, these moments where you've had to raise your voice, things like that. A lot of about being a crisis at the club. Does this help dispel that?
No.
For a week?
No.
You expect there will be just noise?
Yeah.
Around the club?
Yeah. Of course. It's not going to disappear all of a sudden with a win. And we are a football team. We are focused on getting better on the training pitch, do our jobs, play at the weekends, and do the best we can to be able to achieve our right to play in this league, which will be very tough as a promoted side, as I emphasized before. So we're totally not putting any energy in all the noise around us, other than getting better as a team. So a loss or a draw or a win will not change the environment. 25th of May, we want to be somewhere, and that's what we're working for. I think Bobby, the character that he is in our team, the importance of the leadership that he gives to this team and the club, his experience has always been vital in the whole period that we're working together. And every day he's at it. He's training. He wants to improve every day, and I saw that, and I think. For me, it was an important moment to put him in the team to reward that attitude, and I felt he was ready to help the team and play and lead, and he did in a fantastic way. And not only the 2 assists, but also the way he was defending and helping the team getting in the best positions we could.
Last one, if you wouldn't mind. Hamza Chowdhury in the squad today. We think he might be leaving the club. Is that something you think?
I think he might be as well.
Ask about Soumare today. Was that his best performance for you?
No, I think he's in line with the performances of the other weeks. I think he's been exceptional, right from the beginning that we started working together. It's in line with his previous performances because they were all outstanding.
Congested between yourself, Wolves and Ipswich, and there's a gap to Everton and Spurs. Do you think it's likely there's going to be a battle between the 3 of you, or do you think there's still a chance that teams above you can be brought into this?
We're not looking at the table so much at this moment because look at it at the end of the season. Things will be decided. We have to focus on improving, getting better, getting fitter. getting a better team in and out of possession, the way we want to play. And that gives us the most chance to win as many football games as possible. And then in the end, we will compete every week with one opponent to get the best out of, to make the most of it and earn points. And that's our task, not the table at the moment or who we are competing with or not.
Ruth, a few weeks ago, Enzo Maresca, your predecessor bar one, said that he thought Jamie Vardy would still be scoring goals at 40 years of age, and said he would take him he'd pick him ahead of Harry Kane. I worked with Jamie for a few weeks. Do you think he might be scoring goals at 40?
Well, if I look at now, it's difficult to look in the future, but if I look at a 30-year-old striker in the Premier League, who is performing like he is, and his fitness levels, his intelligent movements, also it's in and out of possession. And the leader that he is for us, it's remarkable. And the way he looks after himself, for me, implies that he can carry on. He can carry on for a longer time.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you listen to this on an audio platform, please do hit the follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, come on you Spurs.